What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Bass Fishing Declassified. The other day I took a trip to the lake and caught some really nice fish on a jig, but I lost all of my sonar recordings, so I couldn't turn the video into a fish the moment video. But I want to explain the situation I was facing and how I put some really nice fish in the boat on this channel. Basically, I found myself fishing in a nice shallow flat that has some offshore grass that is sticking out maybe 20 to 30 yards off the bank. This flat drops off into very deep water, and there were some bait fish that were pushing up against the edge of shallow grass. I couldn't get them to bite a reaction bait, but I was able to get them to bite a jig when I would throw it in the edge of that grass. And this is a great area to look for in the early fall, because bait fish will start pushing up shallow in the mornings, but sometimes not all the way up to the bank where you can catch them right up against the bank. Instead, they'll be on these shallow flats around some offshore grass or even some offshore rock. If you can find an area like this in the first couple hours of the morning, you can absolutely load the boat. Let me show you how you can take advantage of this area to put a lot of fish in the boat. And you'll have to excuse all of my mentions to the sonar recordings. I, again, didn't get the recordings, so you'll just have to watch the fish catches. Sorry about that. Okay, so I pulled up to this little rocky spot here. I actually got a little bit too close, which is not good. I'm trying to throw up in that grass, and as I was checking that grass, you can see there's actually some fish. Got them. Wow, they're up there in that grass on a jig. There's also some fish out in front of this deal. That's a good sign. We marked that deal. There we go. Just got him on a jig here. Little prototype core tackle jig we're working on. Not a big fish, but just a nice one. And just throwing that green pumpkin jig up there. There's some fish actually further out as well. I thought I got up too close because you can see some of these fish just out here kind of towards the edge of this, but apparently there's also some fish up in that grass. So it's kind of what I was expecting, that there's going to be fish kind of in the grass, there's going to be fish around. There actually one just blew in the grass up there, busted up there. What in the world? Okay, maybe we are on to something here. Got him. There we go. Nice. Another one on the edge of that grass. They're definitely up in this stuff. Nice one. There we go. Graphing around, finding them a little bit shallower, guys, like I was talking about. I thought that maybe we could find something like this just because if these fish are still up shallow and roaming, maybe they're, dang, that jig hook gets them good. What in the world? There we go. Nice fish right there, solid one. I love catching them on a jig. If these fish are up there shallow, obviously, they will be a little bit easier to catch when they're roaming because there's less water for them to actually spread out in. So that's kind of my theory. And I'm thinking there's probably some fish up on that little deal over here, that little ditch or whatever, but there's obviously some fish right here too. So we're gonna keep chunking right here. Just saw another good one boil right over there, or bust. So there's obviously some fish up in this grass. I'm just gonna stay spot locked. It's crazy though, because if we look at the forward facing, there are fish randomly roaming out here as well, just off this drop. But I think that there's also just enough fish in that grass that I don't have to worry about fishing for those. I can just cast up in that grass. But that fish ate it really well too. Both those fish choked that jig. One was following it. Didn't really care for it though. So there's some fish that are roaming, and that's what we've seen all day today, is they're just kind of on the move. And it's a lot easier for these fish to catch these fish when they pin the bait up against shallower banks, against shallower grass, stuff like this in the mornings, rather than trying to, got him, there we go. Feels like a better one, just a decent one. Rather than trying to chase him out there in the middle, chase him up against something. That thing crushed that jig. Look how he ate that thing. He absolutely inhaled it. I love a jig bite, guys. We need to get this jig out to you guys. This is my new little prototype jig I've been working on. We've had like 5 iterations of it, and I've just got back to the original version of it. And I love it. It catches so many fish. It comes through cover really well. I don't know why we kept messing with it, but I love this jig. It has a unique head design to everything else on the market, and it freaking works. they chew it. So I don't know why we went away from the original. Caught fish on the original too. Anyways, but right here, you can see that grass. They're just up in the edge of that stuff right now. I really do think that there's probably some better fish further out deeper. Like you can see that there's random groups and stuff out here deeper. And I think like where we were fishing that roadbed this morning is probably where we're gonna catch a better quality fish. But with them being so spread out, you're not gonna catch hardly anything. So I would rather be in an area like this right now where I can at least get some bites in the morning, put some fish in the boat, and then once that sun really sets up, we get to that midday deal, we can start, you know, we could go out there and we could really try to find some fish on that structure, probably get some bigger bites. You may be able to get a big bite doing this as well. I'm not 100% sure, but it just kind of feels like one of those deals where you're gonna get some smaller bites or just find these little random wolf packs. I don't know. Maybe I'll catch a 5-pounder here in a second and I'll be proven wrong, but it's pretty cool that we found this. And it matched exactly what I was thinking would work. Just a really flat spot, shallow area. I'm kind of curious to see if we're gonna find any fish up on that little deal I hit my engine on, maybe cranking or something even, because I know there's some random stumps and rocks and stuff up there too. So that could be potentially interesting. May even catch them if there's some grass up there on this jig. So we're gonna keep working down this little deal though, because there is definitely a little wad of fish in this little grass patch. I know there's a sharper drop off coming up here too, or I've caught them in like May on this little bank. So we may be getting into another good stretch here, but it's kind of hard to tell. I didn't graph the rest of this. I just graphed that one little chunk and then I just decided to fish it with the forward facing. So if I was out here without forward facing, I could have just marked this whole thing with waypoints and then just fish down it with waypoints. I mean, I'm not doing anything crazy here, but I do like the fact that there's bait right on the edge of that grass right now. That's kind of that like moment of opportunity where the bait fish are there, the grass, look at the bass, they're right there, and my bait's falling down to them. Oh, come on, eat it. One's gonna eat it, come on. Come on. Are you kidding me? There he is. Got him. That was sick. Forward facing right there, and that's a good one. The bait fish pulled up there. It's a good one. That was sick. You could see him down there pulling into that grass. Those fish pulled out and they got there and you could just see me drop that jig right on them and they got all over it. That's that moment of opportunity you're looking for on that forward facing. Man, this jig sticks them, my goodness. What in the world? How does it stick them so good? What is happening? Beautiful fish right there, solid 2-pounder, get him back down in the lake. Man, that jig freaking stuck him. Got that prototype jig here from Core Tackle and just got a Big Butt Baits college craw on the back, just a little flapping craw, and I've only had one jig on the entire day. They're right there again. See him in that grass. I'm gonna drop my jig right on him. Come on, eat it. Got him. Oh no! Crap. I missed him. Eat it again. How did I miss that fish? I think I didn't realize he was on or something? I don't know. Oh man, that was sick though. You saw that. I just missed him for some reason. He just didn't have it right. Oh, that was perfect too. Another one of those little scenarios. Oh, that was a bummer. I missed that fish, but it's okay. We saw it all on the forward facing, which is cool. Let's keep rolling down this bank. There's probably might find our group like that. That was so sick though. That last bite was really cool. Okay, let's get up in this grass again. Man, this is so exciting. I love fishing a jig too, guys. I mean, I love jig fishing. It's my favorite way to fish in the whole world. And you can just catch a bunch of good ones doing it. You can get quality bites, numbers. The bite is so fun. Love it.